I want us this afternoon to be real about where this country is going under this present administration. Let us be real. Let's take, for instance, let's start with the Prime Minister of Barbados. She has been in politics since 1995, I believe. She was boasting how long she's been in politics. As long as she has been in politics, she knows nothing. I'm not ashamed to say that. She thinks she knows something. She has done her best to come to the position where she is at. Do you know that? Give you some examples. There's no a ministry that this Prime Minister has had in her career that has ever been successful. Not one. You name any one of her ministries that she have been in, and you will see they were never successful. Okay? But she brags on the best thing she has going for her, that she knows how to speak. Donald Trump knows how to speak too, but he's the greatest liar there is in politics. But he knows how to speak. He knows how to convince people of a lie. That is no different to our Prime Minister. She convinced us since 2008 until 2018 what wonderful things she's going to do. How she's going to take us out of hardship that we've been suffering under the last administration, and she's going to take us out of it. Only from day one she was in, she wiped off debts. She refused to pay back debts. She's been borrowing money for the last 6 years. Taxation has gone up. The people are suffering more. Yet, she claims to be the best person for the job. She takes our taxpayers' money, flies all over the place. No reward receives for it except for a few dollars that we have in reserve. And the money we have in reserve is not our money that we earn, it's all borrowed money. So we have to be borrowing money to pay back money that we borrowed. Is that good governance? How can that be good governance when you're borrowing money to pay back money? What kind of smart thinking is that? Rather than you have in a country trying to find a way that we can develop an industry, that we can manufacture something, however small it is, that we can manufacture something and export, that we can take our little rock and try to refine it and see what is working for us and try to develop it more. But she is not doing that. She just sees her way of getting out of everything by borrowing money. You're putting yourself into more debt, and you're going to tell me she have 29 ministers that can't tell her that? A set of men there that has no balls whatsoever? A few women that sticks by her side? There's no one that can tell her that she is doing wrong to the country. Anytime any third world country borrows money, people, young people, listen to what I'm saying. Anytime a third world country or poor country borrows money from the IMF, all those lending agencies, and particularly IMF, that country does not come up on top. It becomes a poorer state than what it was when it went in to borrow. If you can get into the IMF, arrange to pay back X amount of money and pay it back, well, fine. We have done it in the past. We have borrowed money from the IMF, and we have always been able to pay, but we have never defaulted that this government have done before. Okay? You imagine borrowing $55 million to pay a white oak company that even the British don't even acknowledge as a credible company to do business with. But she find that person to pay them that money. You know what she could do? That she could have bought a few pieces of equipment for the hospital. But I will say this much. You ask for less, you get less. You ask for more and you demand more, you get what you ask for. What you ask for is what you get. She gives you nothing more than what she promised she's going to give you. We have to change this around. There's nothing in Barbados that we can hold on to, that we can say will generate income, foreign exchange into this country for the last 6 years. She have destroyed everything. Look at our city. She's tearing our city down. She's not uplifting our city. She's tearing our city down for development. And who's going to be benefiting from this development? Those investors and perhaps she and her ministers. The local people are not going to benefit from her tearing down the city. Let us bring this to an end now. Let's get rid of this administration. It has to go. We have to stop her from even accomplishing passing this cybercrime bill that seeks to take away our rights. And I would always talk about it. Should up the stakes from $70,000 to $100,000. Who's going to pay that? Which Barbadian you know who has that at hand? From 7 years in prison to 10 years in prison. Which Barbadian, how many Barbadians are she going to be picking up to put in very little cells? One little jail cell we have. How many people is she going to have to pick up? A whole, nearly every Barbadian she's going to have to pick up. Let us stop this administration from further decaying our country. She is ruining our country. Don't mind the pretty speeches, young people. Don't mind the pretty speeches that she's putting on platforms around the world. These people around the world are not even listening to her. They're just laughing at her. She's making herself a fool. They cares nothing about a third world country unless they can extract from it and take its minerals and its resources. Until Hotep, until Ashe, until we meet again. You shall hear from me shortly again. Next time around, I will be talking about the Minister of Education.